Hey guys, what's going on? It's Cables here once again. So in today's video, we're going to be focusing on this comment above, but before we get to that, I'm going to continue on the story about ethnic and gender discrimination when it comes to entering venues in Melbourne, Australia. Let's get it. All right, so to continue the story, where was I? So basically, long story short, I was at a venue which I'm a regular at, and there were two girls in front of me, but in front of those two girls, there were two guys, and they got bounced. And for people who don't know what being bounced is, it's basically when you get humiliated and rejected and get told to get out of the line in front of everyone for whatever reason. But we know what the reason is because of the quota system. So for those who don't know what the quota system is, it's basically security or the door person controlling who can go in the venue because that's the type of person or demographic they would like in that venue. For example, maybe a higher quota system would be a lot more Caucasian people in the upper end club because of socioeconomic backgrounds and things like that. Or maybe in another venue, it might be a certain type of culture or a particular gender, okay? So usually this is used when bouncers or security are telling people to go away, being bounced basically. So, continue on with the story. So these two guys who were at the very front of the line, they got bounced, and the security guard said the reason was because they're not on the guest list. Now, there's not really a guest list. They want your money, but the reason they got bounced is because there's too many guys, which the security guard eventually did admit to them. And I was doing my thing, just eavesdropping as I do, because I'm a very observant person. So basically, the security guard said to the two gentlemen, he's like, look, not tonight, boys. You're going to have to come in with some girls. In the first place, that was already ridiculous to say. The fact that you can't go into a venue unless you're with a certain type of gender, that was already like ridiculous in the first place. But the guys basically held their head up and just tried to work with the situation, problem solve. So as the security guard pulled the rope and they got out in front of everyone, these two gentlemen who were dressed quite nicely, very respectful, and from my opinion, not that I know anything about them, they held themselves pretty well. They went up to the girls who were in front of me. And what they said to the girls is, look, you just saw what just happened. Apparently we need to go in with you guys because you guys are obviously girls. But is it okay if we can go in with you and you can tell security guard we came in with you and we'll pay for your entry? Pause. The fact that a grown person, a grown adult had to go up to someone and basically suck up and belittle themselves just to get in the venue, that was disgusting. And obviously that put the onus on the girls who were in front of me. But at the same time, that's what the venue created. They created this standard and this uncomfortability that another person would have to determine whether you get into a spot or not just because they were a different gender, which was ridiculous. And to be honest, guys, that's common. It's common behavior. It happens all the time. It's nothing new, okay? So we're here to call things out and let's go from there. Anyway, so what happened straight after that is there were two girls who were in front of me, like I said, and they basically had a conversation. It's comical. Now I could tell one girl didn't normally go out, so her mindset was like, yeah, this is disgusting, this is disrespectful, yeah, sure, come in. But her friend, she seemed like she was more used to the nightlife and going out when it comes to like nightclubs and things like that. Now her friend just basically pretended like she didn't hear the guys speaking and she just avoided them. Now I can understand from her perspective. You don't know these guys, they could be dangerous. Let's just say it wasn't that. Let's just say she just didn't want to help them get in because she was just focused on her own fun, which I could understand as well. So basically after the German tried to plead with them and persuade the girls to go in with them so security would know that they're going in with girls because of the quota system and because of the ratio, the girls eventually said no. So what happened after that? After the gentleman left, the two girls started having not an argument, but a bit of a dispute. Let's call her new girl, who's basically new because she doesn't normally go out and she doesn't understand the ropes. And we'll call the other girl angry girl, okay? Anyway, new girl was basically saying, look, I don't really appreciate you doing that and I think they should have come in with us. What's the big deal? I don't want to call her angry girl. Let's just say veteran. Veteran girl basically said, look, they're guys. They should know they can't get in. Now, I was at the back of the line behind these two girls and I heard them say that and I was like, veteran girl felt so comfortable saying that. She said that knowing there were males behind her. She said that knowing very well the security guard would hear. And she said that knowing very well that those guys just got bounced and they felt very uncomfortable. But I don't even blame her. Even though she did something and acted which wasn't the right way to be, it's the fact that it was the truth. And it was the truth because the quota system allowed her to have that place of power and that privilege to be able to talk down to someone else of another gender. And that was all created by the institution, by the venue, because they were saying you can't get in unless you have enough girls. It was just disgusting, and it was uncalled for, and it made me feel sick. And I can only imagine how those guys felt. It would have felt how I felt when I got bounced and told to leave from Morris Jones. So if you guys are watching this, I'm sorry, and that's why I'm making these videos. So back to this comment. As you can see, it's common. This is not new. A lot of people know about it, but they don't talk about it. They just take the L, cop it on the chin, and then go about their night or go home, and that's how it is. But it's disgusting, and which is why we're here to try to create change and address these issues. All right, let's have a look at this comment. It's so obvious. 20 years in hospo, and I know a bunch of places in Melbourne that have been doing this forever. Standard. This person's right. Thanks for that comment. Everyone knows that it happens, just no one calls it out. And so that's why we have to keep on making change here by following, liking, and sharing your opinion, guys. Okay? Whether you're on one side of the argument, whether on the other, doesn't matter. Share your opinion so we can see the truth. Instead of us all just be like sheep and just follow the lead of people who aren't leading us the right way when it comes to racial and gender discrimination. Okay, just to lighten the mood a little bit, let's leave on a good note. Don't want to keep it toxic 24/7. To be honest, thank you very much for all the people who are liking, following, and commenting and sharing their opinion. I'm feeling like we're making change, even though it's going to be rough. The fact that we have dialogue and a space that we can talk about these situations is good, and it's going to promote change and start from there. So stay tuned. Keep going, guys. Thanks.